Morning Freak Show.
Bob just walks in here. First thing he says to me is, yo, it's bad out there. You all right, man? You good?
Yeah. Like 30-minute drive took like an hour today. So yeah.
Are you sweaty right now?
No, I'm all wet. It's pouring.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you just came in here all sweaty, just like, it was a bad drive in this morning.
I'm soaked from walking in from the parking lot.
I thought clenched butt cheek driving is the thing that made you sweaty or something. By the way, good morning, everybody. My name's Mikey. I'm the extremely tall one. That's my big friend Bob over there. We've known each other since we played Little League baseball together. Used to work in the back room of a shoe store together, too. And now, for some reason, we've been on the radio in Pittsburgh for 20 years doing this morning show, and it freaking rules. Yeah, clench those butt cheeks. It's windy out today. It was snowy this morning, and that snow is now turning into rain. But we'll clench butt cheek drive, and that's when your car is sliding a little bit. And you go, oh, and you clench it. Oh, hey, oh, hey, it is, right? When you start fishtailing,
It's the worst feeling in the world.
it is.
It's like you have no control.
But then somehow if you don't slide off the road or stay on the road or stay in your lane or don't slide too much, for some reason, I feel like it's always the power of my butt cheek break. I feel like it's always when I clench those butt. Oh, man, so glad I clenched my butt cheeks. That could have been a bad one right there.
Nature's break there.
It is. All we're saying is be careful out there, the roads. It's all the snowy, icy stuff is transitioning to rain now because it's a little bit warmer than 32, so it's not freezing out there. But yeah, clenched butt cheek driving this morning. Just a little safety message from your guys, Mikey and Bob, here to start the show. All right, we got a chance for you to win $1,000 this morning around 9:10. Try to pay your bills. Stick around for that. It's the Freak Show.
96.1.
Kiss. Mikey and Bob, it's the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Clenched butt cheek driving out there this morning. We're seeing a lot of schools now getting a 2-hour delay because the roads will be sort of icy and slick this morning as the snow flurries transition into rain here for the rest of the day. All right, you can get in touch with the show through our free iHeartRadio app. Just click the talkback microphone when you're streaming the station or when you're streaming our Mikey and Bob podcast. Let's get to this message from Florida.
Mikey and Bob, this is Tim from Pasco County, Florida.
Man, Tim is awake and at it. He's got some energy.
Coming in with a hot Rudolph.
Yeah.
It's an excellent thing to hear.
Yeah.
Well, we also heard a few months ago, multiple times, Mikey saying, we all don't want that.
It's true.
We all don't want it.
Oh, well.
We don't want Rudolph in.
Yeah.
We're down to Mitch Trubisky or Mason Rudolph, and we've all seen what Mason can do. Do we really want Mason Rudolph as our quarterback?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mikey, you got to throw you under the bus a little bit here.
Listen, I am big enough of a man to say that I was wrong about Mason Rudolph. I will tell you this, though. I do not think Mason Rudolph is the quarterback for the Steelers for next 10 years. But there is some sort of lightning in the bottle right now with Mason Rudolph that I don't think anybody else can really explain how this is. Actually, you can't explain it. What happened is the run game started going good, but then Mitch Trubisky couldn't hit the downfield throws that Mason's hitting. That's what's happening here. It's the run game that's opened up the pass, but Mitch wasn't hitting the passes that Mason can hit. And Mason, I think he knows sort of last hurrah here. You might be playing for another contract, another place, or you might be playing to be the Steelers starter. He is taking care of the ball. And when you're a downfield threat and you got a run game and you can take care of the ball, it's working. Again, I don't think he's the answer long term. I don't know if Kenny is either. But right now, Mason Rudolph's hot. Hot Rudolph going into the playoffs.
Hot Rudolph.
Now listen, you can go back and listen to old podcasts from like over a month ago. Sure, go ahead. Tell me the exact timestamp. I will play all of the Mason Rudolph suck stuff on the show.
I mean, all that being said, any team when their third string quarterback gets in, you're not expecting anything to happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is. Like
I expected him to just be Mitch Trubisky. Like, management told me to look at the picture and they're the same person. Like
underestimated Mason, if anything.
Yeah, we did.
Wise Mason sat there and watched.
Maybe we overestimated Mitch Trubisky and who he was, and we underrated. Maybe Mason Rudolph was really Mitch Trubisky, and maybe Mitch Trubisky was really Mason Rudolph. Steelers got to get it done. Playoffs. I'm excited, man, because, usually I would be like, oh, Joey Porter Jr. talked to the media. Okay, that's cool. They say anything fun? Does it matter right now? No. Joey Porter Jr., DeMonte Casey's back from suspension. They were both talking to the media yesterday. So we will have their thoughts about getting into the playoffs and Casey's thoughts about just being back with the team. Joey Porter Jr. around 710, Casey around 810, and then your chance at $1,000 around 910. It's Mikey and Bob.
96.1 Kiss.
The Mikey and Bob podcast.
Now, let's talk about generational trauma.
Stream the Mikey and Bob podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Careful out there today. It's going to be wet and rainy all day today with some really high wind gusts. It is Mikey, it is Bob, the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Man, the Astrobotic thing kind of failed, huh? That sucks, man.
Yeah.
We were talking about this yesterday. Astrobotic, a Pittsburgh company, was sending their Peregrine spacecraft up to the moon. They are now abandoning the attempt to put the spacecraft on the moon less than 24 hours after it took flight. It suffered critical propellant loss from a fuel leak, according to Astrobotic. Just hours after it launched, Astrobotic announced that the mission was in jeopardy. This was yesterday. The lunar lander couldn't get itself in position to face the sun, which it needed to do to charge its batteries. The battery issue was later resolved, but they still couldn't get the propulsion system under control. In a statement, the company said a fuel leak caused the thrusters of Peregrine landers.
Just didn't have the juice pretty much.
Altitude control system. They had to operate well beyond what they expected it to do. So potential moon landing. And, they were carrying stuff off there. The moon landing was supposed to happen on February 23rd. That's off the table now. The Astrobotic lander, the spacecraft is not going to go and land on the moon.
The thing just floating up there now?
I don't actually know, to be honest. I don't know. Does it come back now, or are they just like, not going to make it to the moon? Well, come back now. Or is it just like, we lost it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember it being a thing that was going to come back and land. Maybe I'm wrong.
Wait, hold on. There's dead people's ashes on that thing. Where do they go? Like, is it people's last wish to be put on the moon? And that's what, because there was some private and commercial stuff that was going up there.
And one of them was ashes. Like they're testing to see if they can get them up there.
Yeah,
I guess they failed at that too.
Okay, I need to know specifically the wording in the Astrobotic. We're taking your family member's ashes up to the moon and going to put it on the moon, because there has to be like some language in there that like you can't sue us if something goes wrong, or like if your relatives, loved ones' ashes don't make it to the moon, we're just gonna blast them up. Like
there has to be just we tried clause, we got close.
Yeah, but like, is there like an abort mission, pull the hatch, and a bunch of like dead people dust all through space? Man,
I don't know. Yeah,
I want to just be blasted into space. That sounds so sweet. I don't know. Maybe some other like beings will find me and be like, oh, cool. I mean, human dust. We can put this back together.
Their family probably had to pay so much, too, to have them blasted up there.
Yeah.
I bet there was a pretty hefty cost to go along with that.
Probably,
now they're just floating along.
Are they, though?
We tried.
Who knows? Maybe they can return it back to Earth, and then do you give it back to the family and be like, sorry. We still got to charge you because we put it on the trip to the moon, but I don't know. You know what? I don't really need to get into the legal things of Astrobotic, but that's just the one thing I was thinking of. The ashes that were going up there, where do they go now? Blast them out the side hatch or something? They're like, not going to make it to the moon. Hope you like space. And then just 5,000 dead people ashes go out there? And then, like, are you mixed with other people's ashes? Or do you get your own little, vial that goes out into space?
A little pod? Yeah, something.
I don't know, man. Just, make me like a shell that's like this big steel Permane Brothers sandwich and just shoot me into space.
I'm going to get it airbrushed. If that's what I'll get an airbrush too.
Yo, how sweet would it be if you had an urn that was a Permane Brothers sandwich with the fries and the slaw sticking out of it?
Hell yeah.
And it was all airbrushed?
Hell yeah.
That would be sweet, man.
Throw a Steeler logo on it.
Oh, man.
Let them know.
Now you're talking.
Those aliens find you, let them know.
Oh, man.
Black and gold till I'm dead and cold.
Yeah. Even though I am dead and cold, it is still black back and go.
96.1 Kiss.
The Mikey and Bob Podcast.
It was our last night. No, it was our last night.
Weather's bad out there today. We're getting the rain. We're getting the wind, so be careful out there when you're driving. It's Mikey and Bob, the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Let's get to this.
We're all going to learn something together right now. It's time to find out. Why the hell is this trending with Mikey and
A
Bob?
lot of things this morning trending because of the college football national title game yesterday. Michigan defeats Washington 34-13. I just look at the Michigan Wolverines team and I just think Steelers got a chance because Michigan ran for 303 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground, shut down Washington's offense. And I just look at the Steelers and I just think offensive line's doing good. We have
Keep it on the ground.
2 running backs who can go for over 100 yards like 2 running backs did for Michigan
Yep.
in the Natty last night. I'm just thinking, and that defense is good. Steelers defense, we're getting Casey back. We might have Minka back. We might get TJ back if we can, get a couple of playoff wins here. I don't know, man. Or they could lose by 30 to the Bills, but I got a special feeling about this team. Taylor Swift has set another record. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour movie has now become the highest grossing concert film of all time. I thought she already had that, but I think she had it for this country.
Right.
I think worldwide, though, it's been Michael Jackson's This Is It. That was the previous record holder back from 2009. It grossed $261.2 million worldwide. Taylor Swift, since her movie, the Eras Tour movie, has opened in China for the new year, she has now passed Michael Jackson's movie to become the highest grossing concert film of all time. Good news for CBS. A lot of us were watching the Golden Globes on CBS on Sunday night. Ratings were up 50%. They had just under 10 million viewers. And
Seems
then,
like a lot for an award show.
I think 10 million. 10 million is about the award show you get if you have Taylor Swift. I honestly think if Taylor Swift doesn't show up, it's more like 7 million. I think
You're
Taylor
probably
Swift
right. Yeah,
is probably
honestly.
bringing 3 extra million
Yeah.
people to that party. I really think she is. But also last year, when it says that the ratings are up by 50%, you go, whoa, man, the Golden Globes are back. But also last year was hosted by Gerard Carmichael, and it aired on NBC and Peacock. So I didn't feel like anybody cared too much last year, right? Like,
No, not at all.
Golden Globes have been going through a weird thing, but it looks like they're back up 50% on CBS. You just got to try to get Taylor Swift nominated every year. And also, we go from the Golden Globes to the Golden Bachelor. The Golden Bachelor wedding, which happened last week on ABC with Gary and Teresa. They finally went with a different direction with all these shows and said, you know what, let's get some senior love in here too. 5.2 million, which that number will grow a little bit with, recorded and on-demand viewing, but just a little bit less than the season finale. But that's a pretty big thing for like a live wedding on ABC. So Bachelor seems to be stronger than ever with the new season of The Bachelor, with Joey premiering on January 22nd. You know what? And I said going into that, like, are the producers hoping for drama? Because there were a bunch of other women that were on the Golden Bachelor that were at the wedding, and I'm like, do they want drama? Are we making a shift in some reality TV where we're sick of the drama, and there needs to be a space for just normalcy?
I think they found that lane with the Golden Bachelor, and if they do, which they're probably going to do, the Golden Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Regular Bachelor just to get nasty.
Yeah.
Regular Bachelor's all the nasty.
It's fine in the
Then
balance.
you send them to Sex Island.
Yeah, it's fine in the balance. Okay.
And then you make you feel good with the golden stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a feel-good Bachelor.
But eventually we'll get to the nastiness with the seniors too, because eventually we're gonna have a senior sex island where they all go to, and then all bets are off. Ain't nothing nice happening on senior sex island. All right, we'll hear from Joey Porter Jr. as the Steelers get ready for their playoff game in Buffalo around 7:10. Also, Bob has informed me that all Girl Scout cookies are up to $6 a box now?
Yeah, they're raising the prices.
Okay, raising the prices of Girl Scout cookies. We will find out what the internet thinks about that as we read Girl Scout cookie Facebook comments around 7:40. It's Mikey and Bob.
96.1 Kiss.
The Mikey and Bob podcast.
Mikey and Bob, it is the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Roads are bad out there. It is wet. A lot of the snow from earlier this morning is all turned to rain. It's supposed to be a very rainy day, but might have some slick conditions out there, so definitely be careful if you're out on the roads. Let's hear from Becca here.
Mikey and Bob, it's teacher friend Becca here. I just got the phone call. Guess what it said?
Yeah.
2-hour delay!
2-hour delay! 2-hour delay! Yeah, it's a big 2-hour delay for a lot of people this morning, a lot of kids, a lot of teachers and stuff. So, yeah, plan accordingly for that because the roads ain't going to be great out there this morning or really throughout the day today. All right, it's right around 7 o'clock. Time to take you back to a moment in the show that made us laugh, made us smile. It is time for Today in Freak Show History. Here we go.
Today in Freak Show History.
Today in Freak Show history.
Today in Freak Show History, there's always weird things happening down in the state of Florida. Time to take you back to a Florida story.
Sales Park police tell us they arrested a man who tried to steal a wood grinder from Home Depot
A wood grinder, okay?
by shoving it down his pants.
He shoved it down his pants.
He didn't get very far, though.
Wow,
They say
you
Van
think?
Raymond Fernandez
Oh,
walked into the
no.
Home Depot on Park Boulevard, and security saw him rip open a DeWalt grinder and
Yep.
then stuff the handheld power tool down his pants.
No!
He tried to walk
Sir?
out, and when security chased him, he
No.
took off running, but tossed that grinder away.
No!
Police later tracked him down and arrested him. He's now facing a retail theft charge.
That is never a good idea. You should never stick any sort of power tool down your pants.
Sir, we see it. We see it in your pants.
Listen,
We see the wood grinder.
maybe though he just needed a wood grinder, a power tool down his pants because it was for his other job as an exotic dancer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, a very special dancer for you tonight. Make sure if you're in the front 2 rows to put on your protective goggles. Ooh.
We got a craftsman for you, ladies.
A craftsman, a real wood whittler. He used to teach shop class. He's a retired shop class teacher who has now found his calling on the stage. We'll warn you, though, he was arrested back in 2011 in Times Square. He was harassing people, swearing at tourists when they wouldn't give him money for pictures. He was dressed like a generic version of the Disney Junior show Handy Manny. He called himself Handy Andy. Ladies, if you put $1 in his man thong, he's got a power tool down there. That's right. He's straight from Home Depot where he stole the wood grinder. So put $1 down his pants if you want wood shavings. If you want wood shavings, shave the wood. Shave the wood. Shave the wood. If you want wood shavings, shave the wood. Shave that wood. Shave that wood. If you want wood shavings, get those dollars out. Dancing for you tonight, it's Woody Willie. Florida making the show once again.
Pittsburgh's 96.1 Kiss. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
It's the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Mikey and Bob, we want to try to pay your bills. Your chance to win $1,000 this morning around 9:10 here on the show. Jimmy Kimmel addressed the beef he's got going back and forth with Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers. We will get to that and Girl Scout cookie price increase Facebook comments. We'll get to all that before 8 o'clock here on the Kiss Morning Freak Show. I don't like people who are just like, yeah, but they're just going to get their ass kicked. If they do, then we got an extra game, right? We all got to feel the hype of a Steeler playoff week.
It's true.
And we all got to experience that belief that, you never know.
There's a chance.
I mean, look, if they lose, oh, well, good season, right? We made the playoffs in a year when a lot of people didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just overly positive about things. But I'm like, hey, we're playing with house money. If they lose in Buffalo, oh, well, we got a playoff game. That was pretty cool. And we lost to a team that's, pretty hot right now, just as hot, if not hotter than the Steelers.
If we lose,
I mean, you're trying to paint it like everybody's be like, "Oh, good season."
Yeah,
That is far from the truth.
It's so funny because even though Coach Tomlin, you look at his overall track record, and people are just like, "Oh, boo, get rid of him." So there will be people who, if they lose to the Bills, be like, "See, you got to get rid of Tomlin."
Right.
When if you listen to the national media, they're just like, "How did this dude?" In the AFC North, everybody finished with a winning record. It was like the craziest division in decades.
Everybody's stunned by how Tomlin and the Steelers just keep doing it. Keep winning.
It's weird. Like, that's how they view Tomlin outside of the city, but we know how a lot of people inside the city is just like, oh, no, we would have had 18 Super Bowls by now if Tomlin wasn't the coach. But let's get to Joey Porter Jr., which, again, it's just amazing what the Steelers pulled off with this last draft, right? You get Broderick Jones, who is just blocking everybody just into the ground, opening up holes for the running game, which has gotten going. And then you traded Chase Claypool, who I don't even know what team he's on now. We traded him to the Bears. Then I think he went to Miami for a little bit. I don't know. But it feels like losing follows that guy whatever team he's on. We traded that dude for the pick that got us Joey Porter Jr. I feel like we should send Chicago something, right?
It's like we're sorry.
Sorry we did this to you.
Hey, Permanis, can you pack up a couple more sandwiches?
Yeah, seriously, all those Permani sandwiches that went down to Tennessee because the Titans beat the Jags to get us into the playoffs, send some to Chicago
Just a few.
I don't know who did it, but somebody traded Chase Claypool for the pick that became Joey Porter Jr. So Joey Porter Jr. Before practice yesterday was asked about, the mood in the locker room knowing that they're in.
It feels good. Everybody's excited we're in the playoffs, so we just got to get to work and keep stacking these days.
What did Dad say?
Now here we go. What'd your dad say? What did Peasy Sr. say here? What did Joey Porter Sr. say to Joey Porter Jr. about getting into the playoffs?
We in now, so we got to work. Playoff easy, definitely.
Oh, man.
Playoff easy.
Man.
Playoff easy.
I love it.
Oh, man. I do. I love it.
I do. I love the fact that, the mean linebacker Joey Porter that we grew up with now has a son who's the starting quarterback for the damn Steelers, and he's calling it playoff peasy.
We in now, so we got to work. Playoff easy, definitely.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm drunk off this Steelers team, if you guys can't tell. You can't bring me down. I'm sorry. You can't. They might lose to the Bills by 30, but they also might win the Super Bowl. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it because we get bonus football. Now, DeMonte Casey is coming back from his suspension. Remember when he basically knocked that dude out in the Colts game, and they're just like, oh, man. Even as Steelers fans, you're like, oh, we can't do that anymore. He's going to get suspended.
Yeah.
He is back now, and maybe Minka might be back at some point, too. Here was Joey Porter Jr. just talking about getting Casey back and possibly Minka.
Oh, man, it's definitely a locker room booster, We're already, when I came in, I heard him already down the hallway, so.
All right, so Casey's one of the guys then where – he's been added to the locker room? Oh, he's in the locker room, right?
Everybody's happy that Casey's back. He's a great part of this defense, and we're excited for him.
Make it back this week, too?
Yeah, I really don't know. I would hope so, but just having him back on the field, too, would bring another spark to the defense. So we're going to rock out whoever we have on the field and just continue to play good ball.
All right, playoff peasy. He just sounds like a veteran, man. He doesn't sound like a kid. He doesn't sound like a rookie.
Got a hot Rudolph and a defense that's sparking it up.
Oh, man.
Watch out.
Oh, man.
Watch out.
Did he say the defense is sparking up?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And spark that defense.
A hot Rudolph and a sparky defense? Oh, man, and a playoff peasy? Listen, man.
Watch out.
Again, they might lose to the Bills by 30, but also, I don't know, man. Some of this team, we have things that translate good in playoff football. A running game that seems to be working out. A defense that can make turnovers and make splat. I'm talking myself into it. They're going to break my heart. I'm talking myself into it. They're going to break my damn heart. But you know what?
You got to go for the ride, though.
You have to love.
You're right. You got to love.
When you get your heart broken, it means that you loved something. And I love this damn Steelers team. Go Steelers. I do. Jimmy Kimmel and Aaron Rodgers, that escalated last night. We will get to Jimmy Kimmel's monologue with everything that's going on with those two. Also, the Girl Scout cookies have raised their price again. We will read Facebook comments around that. around 7:40. Also, we have an update on the naked guy in Alabama that jumped into the Bass Pro Shop fish tank. An update on him around 7:55. Lots to do on the show today. It's Mikey and Bob.
96.1 Kiss. The Mikey and Bob Podcast.
I used to be young.
Careful out there today. It's supposed to be just bad rain for most of the day today, but high winds too. Wind gusts up to 30, 40 miles an hour. It's a crappy weather day today out there, Pittsburgh. It's Mikey and Bob, the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Let's get to what happened with Jimmy Kimmel last night, because if you haven't been following along, Jimmy Kimmel is involved with this beef with Aaron Rodgers. Our guy Pat McAfee got pulled into it because Aaron Rodgers says the things on the Pat McAfee show that sort of, make waves throughout the industry. So Aaron Rodgers has a relationship with Pat McAfee. Aaron Rodgers goes on the Pat McAfee show on ESPN and says, what was this, last week or 2 weeks ago, says, hey, the Jeffrey Epstein client list is about to go out. Jeffrey Epstein, of course, trafficking, all this stuff that he was in jail for, and then something happened and Jeffrey Epstein died, whether it was by himself or someone else. Jeffrey Epstein died in prison, and then, like last week, the client list comes out. Aaron Rodgers accused Jimmy Kimmel of, his name is going to be on it. So this was Jimmy Kimmel's response to Aaron Rodgers, because then Jimmy Kimmel said, hey, we can go to court. Here was Jimmy Kimmel last night.
And then it did come out, and of course my name wasn't on it, and isn't on it, and won't ever be on. I don't know Jeffrey Epstein. I've never met Jeffrey Epstein. I suggested that if Aaron wanted to make false and very damaging statements like that we should do it in court so he could share his proof with like a judge, because
this is wild to me that it's just Jimmy Kimmel basically going back and forth through the media with Aaron Rodgers. Right? It's wild.
You know, when you hear a guy who won a Super Bowl and did all the State Farm commercials say something like this, a lot of people believe it. A lot of delusional people honestly believe I am meeting up with Tom Hanks and Oprah at Shakey's once a week to eat pizza and drink the blood of children.
And by the way, all this aside, Aaron Rodgers has no Super Bowls. If Super Bowls, he might have those too. I don't know. Man, he might. Honestly, if there's
Super Bowl and a Super Bowl,
if there's a guy who has Super Bowls, it might be Aaron Rodgers. Like, he's into some stuff, man. I know he's done ayahuasca before and everything like that. If somebody figures out how to get Super Bowls, it might be Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers might not have a Super Bowl win if Mendenhall holds on to the football.
And I know this because I hear from these people often. My wife hears from them. My kids hear from them. My poor mailman hears from these people.
All right, so Jimmy Kimmel's, I think, telling you honestly how his life is now when somebody says something like that, then people will harass him, his wife, his kids, even down to his mailman in public.
And now we're hearing from lots more of them thanks to Aaron Rodgers, who I guess believes one of two things. Either he actually believes my name was going to be on Epstein's list, which is insane.
This whole thing is insane. I don't even believe we're playing this on the show. Like, it's Jimmy Kimmel late night talking about a former Super Bowl champion, NFL MVP, basically calling him a pedophile. On ESPN, which is owned by Disney, which owns ABC. This is all under the Disney umbrella, too.
Possibly Super Bowls also.
Or the more likely scenario is he doesn't actually believe that. He just said it because he's mad at me for making fun of his top knot and his lies about being vaccinated.
All right, so that's where a lot of the animosity comes from. Jimmy Kimmel makes jokes about everybody famous, and when Aaron Rodgers is going through his whole, he made fun of him, and
You hear about the Epstein client list about to be released too?
So that was the clip from the Pat McAfee show.
Might be time to revisit that concussion protocol, Aaron. So he saw that, and maybe to retaliate, he decided to insinuate that I am a pedophile.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers has a very high opinion of himself.
Again, this is Jimmy Kimmel last night responding to Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron got 2 A's on his report card. They were both in the word Aaron. Okay? They let him host Jeopardy for 2 weeks. Now he knows everything. And by the way, I'm not one of those people who thinks athletes and members of the sports media should stick to talking about sports. I think Aaron Rodgers has the right to express any opinion he wants to, but saying someone is a pedophile is not an opinion, nor is it trash talk. Sorry, Pat McAfee. And as far as you say things about people all the time argument goes, yes, I do. It's not the same. It's not even close to the same. In fact, we have a team of people who work very hard to sift through facts and reputable sources before I make a joke, and that's an important distinction. So when I do get something wrong, which happens on rare occasions. You know what I do? I apologize for it, which is what Aaron Rodgers should do, which is what a decent person would do, but I bet he won't. If he does, you know what I'll do? I'll accept his apology and move on.
All right, so that's what Jimmy Kimmel's saying there. He's saying this guy has publicly called me out as a pedophile, that I was going to be on the Epstein list.
Hasn't apologized.
Epstein list came out. He wasn't on it. He doesn't know Epstein. And then he's basically saying, hey, Aaron Rodgers, through all this, if you just apologize, we're going to be good. It's not going to end up in court or anything like that. It won't move on any further. But he's saying, I doubt Aaron Rodgers will. Either way, Disney is going to benefit at least for one more day, because today, I believe, right? Aaron Rodgers, Tuesday, isn't that when he's on the Pat McAfee show?
Yeah, I believe so.
So either he'll be on the Pat McAfee show to apologize to Jimmy Kimmel, or he will double down on the Pat McAfee show, or he won't be on the Pat McAfee show because ABC Disney is now worried that he's going to say something else about Kimmel and make the situation even worse. It'll be interesting to see how this happens. Really, it seems like it could all go away, and it's very simple. You basically insinuated somebody was a pedophile. They weren't on this list, and this all happened. There's been probably a ton of behind-the-scenes meetings. You're getting Pat McAfee and them thrown in a lot of it, too. And it seems as simple as, hey, Aaron Rodgers, go on the Pat McAfee show today.
Say you're sorry.
Say things got a little out of control, and apologize. And Jimmy Kimmel is saying that's what he wants from you. And I guess it would probably be smart, but we'll see what happens later today or whenever Aaron Rodgers speaks on it again. All right, coming up next on the show, I don't know if you heard this, but the price of Girl Scout cookies, $6 a box now. Now, some of them were $6, so this isn't like an unreasonable price change that is very new.
Right.
But some were $4. So now we got the price of Girl Scout cookies increasing. We will read the Facebook comments about that coming up next on the Kiss Morning Freak Show. It's Mikey and Bob. Mikey and Bob, it's the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Let's get to this message real quick.
Where in the hell do you go in to put the secret word?
Oh, secret word.
Because I am lost.
Oh yeah. Pay your bills. That's a thing we'll do later in the show. Around 9:10, we'll give you, it's not a secret word because we say it on the radio. So we'll give you the keyword that you need to enter on our website, 961kiss.com. That is where you enter the nationwide keyword. We haven't given it to you yet. We'll do that around 9:10 for your chance to win $1,000 as we try to pay your bills. Girl Scout cookies are now on sale, and the price is up to $6 a box. Now, that's not new because some cookies were $6 a box previously, right, Bob?
Yeah, and I think this year, they're just going to flatline it at $6 across all of them.
So, and by the way, can we meet in the middle here? $5 a box. It's such an even number because then you can just have a $5 bill if you still even use cash. Who has a 5 and a 1?
Oh, and I think the past couple of years it's gone up from like $4, then they started floating into $5, and then like the premium cookies, whatever they decided were the $6 range.
All right.
And now they're all the, $6.
$6 a box for Girl Scout cookies. Then we read the Facebook comments. Oh no, man.
Deep, dark
Not my
place on the
cookies.
internet.
Don't let me
For 96.1 Kiss Facebook comments.
Girl Scout cookie Facebook comment says the price goes up to $6 a box, even though some were already $6 a box. Jennifer N., $6 a box this year? Okay, give me 5 boxes and take my money. I need my Thin Mints.
Like, that's the reaction, right? Like, that extra $1, whatever.
It's also the Girl Scouts, too, so you know what I'm saying?
It's like, going to their troops and whatever they're doing, activities. Yeah, it's good.
Kathy B., thank you for sharing. I got diabetes, and sugars almost took my foot last year, so no cookies for me. What? Thank you for sharing. Like, thanks for warning me. I was going to go out to the store, but now that I know the Girl Scouts, I got to be watching out for these Girl Scouts.
Almost lost a foot last year.
Kathy's going to go to a Giant Eagle, and there's going to be a Girl Scout troop, like, by the shopping carts, selling Girl Scout cookies. She's going to go, ah!
Just run away.
Lisa K. Found a box of Thin Mints in the back of the freezer on Christmas Eve. Pretty much sure it was the best gift that I got all year. Patty F.
Yeah.
Prices go up, product gets smaller, but my butt keeps getting bigger. I mean, put that on a weathered plank of wood and hang it in the kitchen.
Prices go up, products get smaller, but my butt keeps getting bigger.
Just with a picture of Thin Mints next to it.
These are Facebook comments after Girl Scout cookies just goes across the board, $6 a box. Now, Martin M., I can get the same cookies at Aldi's for half the price. Okay, but
all right, Martin,
I get it. And I know we don't need the secret of, well, if you're paying $6, there's Thin Mints at all. We know.
Everybody makes knockoffs, right? Like,
we know.
Martin doesn't have the secret sauce here.
But the whole point of it is to teach these young girls and women about selling the cookies and entrepreneurship and business and stuff like that. It's not just about the actual cookies. Fran B, cookie prices going up. Thanks, Joe Biden.
Yeah, it was him. He did it. He signed off on it.
Head of the Girl Scouts, Joe Biden.
Is in the
is he in the bakery too? Is he in the bakery?
Yeah. He signed his Oval Office, his special pens and everything like that. He said, nah, $6 a box.
Kathy G, I don't order any because I need a box of them in no time.
That's good. It's good self-control there.
That is good, Kat. Good for you, Kath.
Karen M, I had to stop buying the Girl Scout cookies because they go right to my belly and it's difficult to stop after just a few.
I love this. I love that
people just tell their horror stories.
It's just basically like, I
almost lost a foot. They go right to my belly. What do you want me to do?
The Girl Scout cookie Facebook comment section is basically just going, I'm a fat ass. I can't have these.
Keep them away.
What are you doing? Like, everybody calm down. Everybody's beautiful. You know, if you like the cookies, eat the cookies. We will end here with one more. Amy M. Through my lips and straight to these hips. It's bulking season. Bulking season. All right, coming up next on the show, around 7:55, we have an update on the naked guy in Alabama who jumped in the fish tank at a Bass Pro Shop. Yeah, we'll get to that around 7:55. It's Mikey and Bob.
Pay your bills.
It's the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Mikey and Bob. DeMonte Casey is back for the Steelers this week. He will be available after serving, the last few games of the regular season. He was suspended for that hit on Colts wide receiver Michael Pittman, I believe his name was. So Casey is back practicing with the team this week and should be good to go for Buffalo on Sunday. We'll hear from DeMonte Casey coming up next year on the Kiss Morning Freak Show. It is Mikey and Bob. We have to give an update on the naked guy who jumped into the fish tank at a Bass Pro Shop down in Alabama. We got an update on this story, so let's give it the proper naked story intro here. Here we go.
Wow! It happened again. Someone decided to get naked. It's time for another naked story on the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show with Mikey and Big Bad.
All right, so if you didn't hear this story yet, and so many of you sent it to us because this is just kind of the stuff that makes our show. A guy got completely naked, jumped into the fish tank, the big fish tank at a Bass Pro Shop down in Alabama. The 42-year-old man who jumped into the Bass Pro Shop tank was allegedly on drugs, according to the cops. Yep.
Wow.
No surprise there at all.
Shocker.
But police arrived at the Bass Pro Shop after 8 p.m. after receiving calls about a vehicle hitting a pole in the parking lot and then a naked man running into the store and swimming in the fish tank. Officer said he was very loud and yelling obscene comments towards the officers.
He hit a solid cannonball.
And others inside the store. He did. He cannonballed into the fish tank. He eventually jumped from the tank and onto the concrete floor and briefly knocked himself out. That's another detail that we didn't know before. He knocked himself out for a little bit when he jumped out of the fish tank.
Kind of misjudged that jump coming out.
Yeah. After he came to, his senses and regained consciousness, the man allegedly kicked an officer in the groin and resisted arrest. The police chief said that the naked man who jumped into the fish tank at a Bass Pro Shop down in Alabama, the police chief said that the naked man claimed to be on drugs, at points yelling at the officers in the Bass Pro Shop, I did drugs! We know. You didn't have to, you calm down.
We connected the dots already.
Once you're being taken out of a Bass Pro Shop for swimming in the big fish tank naked, We know.
As soon as you take it all off and cannonball into the big fish tank,
You ain't got to tell us.
yeah, we know what's going on.
I did drugs! Yeah,
I did drugs.
we can tell by the cannonball. He continued to resist officers and paramedics on the scene and damaged a police cruiser. Police chief said the defendant did not accept any responsibility for his actions, but he states he remembers what occurred, and they just say they hope at some point he will take responsibility for his behavior. So wait, this guy says that even though he was on drugs,
He remembers it all.
he said, I remember everything. He gave him I remember everything.
I was just trying to man fish in
Not
there.
apologize. Officer said it's obvious from the behavior in his admissions that he'd been taking drugs, and we must continue to remind the public of the dangers associated with their use. Now, listen, I'll just say this right now. There's some medical stuff that will not make you get naked and jump in a Bass Pro Shop fish tank, right? I did drugs. No, we can't paint the brush of all drugs. No, listen, you're not going to smoke weed and end up naked in the Bass Pro Shop tank.
Weed isn't leading you there.
You're not. Like, you might fall asleep outside of the fish tank and be like, what's going on? There's a naked guy in there? Well, you're not going to get naked and jump in the Bass Pro Shop fish tank just because you smoked a little weed. Now, if you do some harder drugs, that's where you start getting into the sketchy territory of, oh, man, I just snorted this. Then next thing you know, you end up naked at the Bass Pro Shop. He was hit with multiple charges, not surprising.
Yeah.
It is a naked person. Actually, it's the same naked person because he made the show yesterday. Making the show once again. All right, we hear from newly returned to the defense, DeMonte Casey from the Steelers. We'll hear from him next going into the playoff game against Buffalo. And your chance to win $1,000. Try to pay some of your bills coming up around 9:10. It's Mikey and Bob. Mikey and Bob, it's the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Oh, man. You see this? How about a little bit of Let's Go Pens, man?
Hey!
How about Gino last night? Gino with a goal and assist as the Penguins take out the Flyers in Philadelphia 4-1. Gino has 4 goals, 8 points in the last 7 games. Gino's hot. Pens are still hot. Beating the Flyers 4-1. They'll have a day off today. They'll practice tomorrow, and then Thursday they're back home against Vancouver. DeMonte Casey is back at Steelers practice and will be available for Sunday afternoon's game in Buffalo. Casey knocked out wide receiver Michael Pittman for the Colts a few weeks ago when the Steelers were in Indianapolis. And it was just one of those hits where it was just like the timing was bad, the hit looked really bad. And even as a Steeler fan, you sort of knew, all right, he's probably going to get suspended for that. He was suspended for the rest of the regular season. But now that the Steelers somehow have snuck into the playoffs with a hot Rudolph, DeMonte Casey is going to be back and added to the defense. Here he was yesterday talking about meeting Roger Goodell. As he's talking about it, Coach Tomlin walks past him for the first time and says hi to him because he hasn't been in the building since his suspension.
Went down there to New York, talked to Roger Goodell. So I think I just wanted to give him a face, and explain myself. So I think it went well. About the suspension, I don't think I should have been suspended.
All right, so he went to go see Goodell and is just like about the suspension. He still is just like, I shouldn't have been suspended.
Right.
I think he just wanted to go look Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, in the face and just be like, you're going to take game checks away from me? You're going to cost me this much money for this play? So here was more of DeMonte Casey seeing Roger Goodell.
We got to understand it up there. So I knew why I got suspended. It wasn't for the penalties this year. It was from my NFL career. So
Here comes Tomlin.
Go see. That's good.
Hadn't seen this man.
We'll catch up. Yes, sir. But other than that,
Really, you hadn't seen him, huh? Because you weren't allowed to come around, is that right?
yeah, I can't go come to the facility. So, but other than that, I'm happy to be here.
All right, so that's DeMonte Casey. He still thinks he shouldn't have been suspended for the hit a few weeks ago against the Colts, but he's back in the building now saying what's up to Coach T. And then DeMonte Casey was asked, are you going to change your style of play, or have you had to change your style of play to avoid any future, suspensions or hits like that?
I mean, this year I changed my way. Slow down. I made good tackles this year. Stand square and everything else, but it was just a position I was in. I mean, he threw the ball, he dove for it, and as a defender, I'm trying to knock the ball out. So we just stuck in position, and we got to learn from it in this new NFL. So got to do it. So
all right, so he's saying new NFL, you can't have hits like that. So he was suspended the rest of the regular season. But
I would say that guy to be back though. I know he's giving all the right answers there though.
Yeah,
just gotta come back and just be hungry for it, right?
I mean, think of when he left the team.
Right.
It was the Colts game.
Yeah, it was bad.
And that was like early in the Colts game too. Think about the last time this guy played. He's like, I mean, I know he knows what's going on the team and everything, but all of a sudden he's gonna go out there and be like, "We got a hot Rudolph? When did hot Rudolph get here?"
Like, wow,
that was
a running game now.
It's just like, wait a minute, what is this running game here? And then TJ Watt's out, but Minka could be coming back soon. Who knows what's going on with that? That's probably see how the week progresses for a guy like Minka Fitzpatrick. But it's not a bad thing for the defense adding a player like KZ to the roster. You know, going ahead in Buffalo, because we've been without him the last few weeks and winning without him the last few weeks of the regular season. So of course it is Steelers traveling to Buffalo Sunday 1 p.m. game. And the first game of this Super Wild Card weekend is Saturday, 4:30 on NBC. That's Browns at Texans. And then it's Dolphins at Chiefs. That's the Peacock only game, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a big game. Dolphins, Chiefs. You got two teams that were good this year, and they're putting that on Peacock. Like that means Miami and Kansas City can watch it locally though, but like. There will be an NFL playoff game that you have to have a Peacock subscription for on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, man, boomers ain't going to be good with that, man.
How does this work?
There's going to be a lot of people.
Where do I find the Peacock?
Calling their kids, looking for Peacock. Yeah, that's going to be a whole thing on Saturday, but don't have to worry about it Sunday because Steelers-Bills will be on CBS. All right, we got a chance for you to win $1,000. Try to pay your bills coming up around 9:10. It's Mikey and Bob.
96.1 Kids.
The Mikey and Bob podcast.
You can't touch or ride real manatees. They are protected in Florida. However, no one said anything about molesting a manatee statue.
Stream the Mikey and Bob podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Taylor Swift, is it over now? It's Mikey, it's Bob, the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. It is a nasty weather day out there today. It's supposed to rain all day today, and the high winds are out of control too. 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts. It's a sloppy, nasty looking day out there today. So definitely be careful if you're driving around. The roadways will be wet all day today. It is Mikey and Bob, the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Let's get to this story out of Long Island, New York, that had to do with a very irate Taco Bell customer. He is basically going viral because there's this video of him slapping a Taco Bell employee. Why would you ever slap a Taco Bell employee? Well, because he blew up his microwave at home. That's what happened here.
It's not a good reason.
He goes to Taco Bell after blowing up his microwave at his house and says, "You're done. You're bleeping done. I'm going to sue your ass off." And he's yelling at the people at the register at Taco Bell. The manager came over and said, "Can we replace your food? Do you want some new food?" And then he said, "Plus, you guys are going to pay for my bleeping microwave. It blew up."
It blew up my microwave.
So this guy's accusing Taco Bell of blowing up his microwave. What really happened is he kept the Taco Bell in the foil, and you can't put foil in the microwave.
No.
I don't know what age we all need to learn that. Your parents or somebody, a guardian, should teach you. You can't put like tinfoil, aluminum foil in the microwave. It's going to spark. It's going to be all lightningy, and it's going to blow your microwave up.
It would make more sense if he walked back into Taco Bell. Taco Bell? Taco Bell.
What just happened there?
My brain.
All right,
words.
So this guy goes into Taco Bell saying, "Hey, you blew up my microwave. I'm going to sue you."
It'd make more sense if he walked back in, yelled at, "Yay, I blew up my toilet."
All right, you know what? The Taco Bell employees would be like, "You're not the first. You won't be the last." You're right. Two things here, Taco Bell. First of all, I need a new microwave. Wait, what happened? Why we didn't touch your microwave? It's the wrapper you put in it. I thought I could eat it up, and it blew my mind. You blew up my mind. No, you blew up your own microwave because you didn't know you couldn't put foil in the microwave. And what are you going to do about my toilet? All right, sir, what happened to your toilet? We didn't do it. You know damn well what you did to my toilet. What you did. You fed me the food that broke my toilet. were a bunch of people who were recording it. The guy eventually slapped the employee across the face. Everybody gasped. Obviously, this guy had a lot going on in his life, and I think the microwave blowing up at his house was the last straw. And he had just had a lot building up to that, and that was the straw that's just like, all right, I've had enough here. I need to go yell at a Taco Bell employee, ends up slapping a Taco Bell employee.
I need to go get arrested in Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's just because his microwave blew up because he tried to reheat some Taco Bell that had foil around. You can't put foil in the microwave. And also, you should know what you're getting into. Taco Bell's not responsible for blowing up your microwave
or toilets.
Well, actually, they probably are responsible for blowing up some toilets. They just aren't going to replace it for you, that's all. All right, we got a chance for you to win $1,000 around 9:10. Pay your bills. Here's some more details.
Pay your bills on...
It is Mikey, it is Bob, the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. You can send us messages if you're streaming the show or the podcast on the free iHeartRadio app. Just hit the talkback microphone. You can send us a message like this.
Hi, Commander Mikey and Captain Bob.
Yeah.
Hope you guys had a good Christmas break.
Yeah.
Or winter break. And I thought of a really good power ranking you guys could do.
Okay.
Is it possible you guys can power rank your favorite Yin celebrities?
Okay, top 5 Yin celebrities. So this is just famous Pittsburghers then? Like our top 5 favorite famous Pittsburghers.
Okay.
Like I don't necessarily even think that means you have to be born and raised here. I just think it's top 5 famous Pittsburghers like that we personally like. Not like, okay, well this person meant the most. No, this is me and Bob's top 5 favorite Yin celebrities. So they have to have a Pittsburgh tie, and they also have to be a famous person,
okay,
right?
I like it.
All right, we'll do that coming up around 8:55. Right now, though, Bob, it is time to check in with the Pittsburgh Police Scanner account. Again, if you're not following this account on social media, it's fantastic, at PGH Scanner. Basically, it's a couple people who listen to the police scanner and will just put out on social media the information that's coming in, things that are happening in and around our neighborhood. It is time to check in with the Pittsburgh Police Scanner and see what is going on in our neighborhood. I just got one here. There's just one thing that's happened recently that made the Pittsburgh Police Scanner where I'm like, that's going to make our show too. Downtown, Smithfield Street. Caller said that a naked man ran into the Pittsburgh potty and closed the door behind him. All right, so it's one of those.
A Smithfield streaker?
It is. It's a Smithfield streaker running into one of those, Pittsburgh potties that's like the trailer that's got the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Run into the Pittsburgh potty, close the door behind him. Police said that the man is very, very high. High, naked, downtown
in a Pittsburgh potty.
That's what's happening in and around our neighborhood, thanks to the Pittsburgh Police Scanner account. Nice job there. All right, top 5 Yin celebrities, power rankings around 8:55, and your chance at $1,000 around 9:10. It's Mikey and Bob.
96.1 Kiss. The Mikey and Bob podcast.
It is weird that we've progressed as a show to where if me and Bob just go, everybody knows we're saying Steelers, right? It's weird. Why do we do that?
Stream the Mikey and Bob podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcast.
Mikey and Bob, it is the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Next on the show, we have your chance to win $1,000. Want to try to pay your bills? We'll give you a nationwide keyword that you can simply enter on our website, 961kiss.com. Chance at $1,000. A chance! Coming up next. Also, we got it. The updated Roger Wood Here We Go song. Steelers are in the playoffs. It's necessary when the Steelers get in for Roger Wood, who's been making this Here We Go song for just years and years now. The updated Roger Wood Here We Go song with the current player names and things like that will be coming up next here on the Kiss Morning Freak Show with Mikey and Bob. We got to get to this power rankings though.
Hi, Commander Mikey and Captain Bob. Hope you guys had a good Christmas break. Or winter break. And I thought of a really good power ranking you guys could do. Is it possible you guys can power rank your favorite yin celebrities.
All right, now a yin celebrity, I believe, is just a famous Pittsburgher. Don't have to be born here, don't have to be raised here, don't have to make some big, giant impact here. Just these are 5 famous Pittsburghers that we like power rankings. I mean, this is a big list right here, though, Bob. This is a big list. Let's get to it. Here we go, big list. Yin celebrity.
It's time for Power Rankings with Mikey and Bob on 96.1 Kiss.
All right, top 5 yin celebrities. These are just famous Pittsburghers. I don't know, that we like, I guess. I'll start here, Bob. Number 5, Mr. Rogers. So many people equate him with Pittsburgh. Grew up learning about Mr. Rogers and the teachings of Mr. Rogers, watching Mr. Rogers. Number 4, it's Dave Filoni, man. It's Filoni at 4. Dave Filoni is from Mount Lebanon. He makes some of the greatest Star Wars stuff of all time.
Still waiting on our invite.
I don't know how I'm not friends in real life with Dave Filoni because he loves the Pens too.
What is in the back?
Stuff here and there, but that's okay because Pat McAfee grew up listening to our show when we used to do like Hot Mom Check-In back in the day. He supported our show. Him and his whole Pat McAfee show have stuffed a bus on their own for Stuff a Bus the last couple years. I got Pat McAfee as number 3 yin celebrity. Number 2, Mac Miller. Just miss that kid, miss that guy every day. He was just a good friend of ours, and he was the person that we had on our show more than any guest in the history of our show. We had a really good relationship with him, and we miss Mac Miller every day. Not number 1, though. My number 1 yin celebrity, it's the Cap. It's Wiz Khalifa. It's Wiz Khalifa. Number 1.
Let go.
I mean, I can explain it all, but it's from, one of our best friends in life, his DJ Bonix, and every time we're around all them, they just treat us such great.
So nice.
So great, and just he's around a lot of the same people that he started with here in Pittsburgh. He's my number 1 yin celebrity, man. It's Wiz Khalifa. All right, Bob, give me your top 5. Number 5.
Give me Jake Gensel.
Oh, wow, Jake Gensel. Jake Gensel, yeah, super nice.
Dude, one of the best Penguins players that's ever been on our show. His wife's with the ladies' pens. They always come out and help us at Stuff a Bus.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, we do have a great relationship with Jake. We've never actually met him, though. So we got to hang out with Jake Gensel at some point. Number 4.
Mac Miller.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just miss him.
All the reasons you said. Just Mac.
Number 3.
It's Pat McAfee.
All right. Same reason, sort of.
Yeah.
Really nice. Grew up listening to us.
Man.
I mean, listen, I'll be completely honest. We didn't get any mentions from the local news about Stuff a Bus at all.
Pat McAfee
But
show.
Pat McAfee on ESPN mentioned Stuff a Bus, which is why I think we have him on both of our lists.
And no matter how high Pat has climbed, there's 100% Yinzer still in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's never leaving.
That's a pretty cool thing, too, that he didn't, change just because he's on ESPN. Let's see, number 2 here. Yin celebrity, Bob. Famous Pittsburgher.
Wiz Khalifa.
All right, Wiz. Oh, man. Wiz Khalifa, same reasons, pretty much.
Pretty much same reasons, yeah.
Grew up.
We're on this, yeah.
We saw the whole rise and everything, and especially him and Mac, just being part of that whole rise and everything.
So nice to us.
Yeah.
Help us Stuff a Bus every year also.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Wiz has
great
stuffed
people
the bus
around him.
With Taylor Gang and all his people around him the last couple years. Not number 1, though. Let's see what we got here. I had Wiz at number 1. Bob's number 1 yin celebrity of all time.
It's David Bednar, man.
Whoa! Bednar!
Yeah. Let go.
Man!
Mars. Bednar's just a cool dude.
Yeah.
You can talk to Bednar at any time. He's just one of us in Pittsburgh, obviously. He's from Mars.
Yeah.
Comes and hangs out at Stuff a Bus. Isn't even, he's out there because he's, Pirates, whatever, but Bednar's riding the train with you around the Stuff a Bus parking lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We do have a nice little relationship with Pirates All-Star
me some
Bednar now. Wow, look at that. Dude, Bednar's going to be, you put Bednar on the top, man.
There we
pedestal,
go.
Man. Look at that. All right, coming up next, we got the updated version. The Roger Wood Here We Go song has been updated for this Steelers playoff run. We're going to play it next here on the Kiss Morning Freak Show and your chance at $1,000. It's Mikey and Bob.
People dream high in
That's Doja Cat, Agora Hills. It's Mikey, it's Bob, the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. The entire NFL, well, the teams that are at least left in the NFL, the playoff teams, they're all on notice. The Steelers just gained extra power today because Roger Wood and the boys brought out a new version of their Here We Go.
Here we go.
Their Here We Go song. I feel like every year that the Steelers do good enough to make the playoffs, Roger Wood and the boys make a new version. So here we go. Brand new for this playoff run. It's the updated version of Here We Go.
Here we go.
Roger Wood and the boys on 96.1 KISS.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go. Steelers. Here we go. Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. Here we go.
It is the 96.1 KISS Morning Freak Show. Mikey and Bob. Roadway's definitely awful out there today. It's going to rain all day today, but the high winds are also something we need to pay attention to. Oh, man. Oh, man. Just thinking to myself, like Monday night is when I put my garbage out because my garbage gets picked up Tuesday morning. Oh, man, I can't wait. When I go home, it's just going to be like going around trash cans.
Those cans are,
man.
They're everywhere right now.
It's trash conversations with Ellie, who listens to the show in Italy. Now, she's from Pittsburgh, but a lot of people who listen to our podcast or through the iHeartRadio app, might have been born and raised in Pittsburgh and then go out into the world and get their, real adult jobs and adult life started and maybe start a family and everything. Ellie has kept up with our show, listening all the way over in Italy. So when she was back here for her holiday break, she sent us this message.
Hi, boys. This is Ellie from Italy. I'm home in Pittsburgh for the holidays. I have to tell you guys a poop story.
And now that's what we love right there about Ellie, right off the rip.
Sharing with us.
Hi, guys. It's Ellie. Yes, the one that listens in Italy. I'm home right now. Got a poop story.
Because it's too funny. So we were staying in an Airbnb. Unfortunately, my husband was in the bathroom, and I just really had to go. So I had to poop in the kitchen garbage can. And then he called me an animal, but when you're desperate, you gotta go. Love you guys. Thanks.
You're good. I don't know if the kitchen garbage can would have been my move. I don't know what the Airbnb layout was like though.
Right.
But if you have to go and somebody's in the one bathroom that you can use,
gotta do what you gotta do.
Kitchen garbage can. I feel like outside would have been the move for me. I feel like if I ever have an emergency bathroom situation,
you're in a foreign place though. You don't know the neighbors. You don't know what you're walking outside to.
Airbnb. You know how people thought that, when there was that big mall fight in Miami with all those teenagers, but people were just like that they thought they saw an alien walking around?
Yeah.
That would be like me. That would be me at that Airbnb. It'd be like, oh, listen, there's no way this could have been human. It was so tall, and it was just like, it was squatting over, look at us go in the bathroom. There's no way this would have been a real person.
A lot of Airbnbs have like cameras too. Everybody's got cameras.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Can you imagine the person's watching their Airbnb? It's like, what's going on in the backyard right now?
I didn't even think about that. It might have been security cam that she was worried about.
Squatted out in the yard.
I didn't think about that. Maybe she made the right move going to the. All right, but hold on, because then Ellie from Pittsburgh, back in Italy now, sent us another message.
Hi, guys. I didn't think that the app would still work for me when I came back to Italy, and now it is. So I'm super excited.
All right, now I don't know exactly what countries our iHeartRadio app works in.
Obviously, Italy, we're good.
And in what countries it doesn't work in. I think she used to not be able to listen to the show, but I don't know, maybe she got an update when she was here and we're good in Italy now?
Because I have like a million poop stories to tell you guys.
All right, so, wow. So now she has access to the talkback feature, so now we can get unlimited poop stories from Italy.
Yeah, my husband definitely does not appreciate when they happen.
And the husband does not like the poop stories.
And now at least I can share them with you.
Yeah.
Anyway, huge fan of the show. Keeps me connected to Pittsburgh, so I'm like such a happy listener. Catch up with you guys soon.
I love that she's
after hearing her second message, I don't think it's that the husband was surprised that she went in the trash can in the kitchen.
Yeah.
She has a million poop stories.
Yeah.
This guy's seen some things.
I feel like
he probably would reacted just like, again?
He might have been like, she's like, hey, I need to get in the bathroom. This is an emergency. And he's like, okay, I will be out in 30 seconds. And she just goes, not fast enough. And he's like, no, where are you going? Do it. No, don't do it. You know, like maybe it's her fun little game of just like, oh, somebody else is in the bathroom. Oh, I got to find another place to go to the bathroom. Are we trying to get her to not listen to the show ever again by just saying that she's like?
Hey, we appreciate your stories.
Yeah, I know. I talk to her online all the time and everything, and it's pretty cool that we just have this random yinzer who's listening to the show. Her husband over there in Italy. Salute to you, Ellie. Hopefully the iHeartRadio app is working for you in Italy now. Keep them poop stories coming.
96.1 Kiss.
The Mikey and Bob Podcast.
Mikey and Bob, it's the 96.1 Kiss Morning Freak Show. Wrapping up the show here. Let's get to this message real quick.
Did you know that they have Kit Kats that are flavored like donuts at Gecko? Oh my goodness.
All right, hold on one second.
Oh my goodness.
Kit Kats.
Are you kidding me?
You know what I love to do every now and then, man? Just go to Gecko, go down like the candy aisle or like the snack aisle and just see what's new.
Dude, I think last time I was in Gecko,
It's overwhelming.
I got the dark chocolate raspberry Kit Kats.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, they're amazing too.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now. They make a chocolate frosted donut Kit Kat. There's no way that's not good. There's no way it's not good. It's got to be incredible.
Sounds good.
You know what I like? I like the mint chocolate Kit Kats. I'm a minty guy, man. I like mint and chocolate together. I know for some people, toothpaste. I like it.
I don't think I had those before.
I got to be honest. I like all candies. Seriously. I don't know if I've ever been down like the candy or snack aisle like Echo and just said, like some things might be too hot or spicy, but it's not like I don't like them. It's just like I might not prefer that over it, but man, I like it all. It's just a little fat kid inside of me that wants to just,
really fat moment.
Just
together,
really,
together, all of us.
Donuts and
Kit Kats.
Like somebody took
snack aisles.
Somebody took a Kit Kat and a donut.
We were very triggered there, buddy.
Said, how do we make
donut and Kit Kat?
Somebody stuck the donut.
That's not what they did. They didn't do it that way.
No, that's how this happens.
No,
Kit Kat.
Stick the Kit Kat in the donut.
No, trust me, man. I don't know what your parents taught you growing up, but I know how this works. You take the Kit Kat and you stick them in the donut hole.
That's how they make them?
Yeah, you come back in the morning and all of a sudden, Kit Kat chocolate frosted donut. Weather's going to suck today. It's going to rain all day. Be careful out there on the roadways. We got more chances for you to win money all throughout the day. 12 more chances for you to listen for those nationwide keywords. Enter them at 961kiss.com, our website, and you can win $1,000. Your next chance coming up in about 10 minutes during the Ryan Seacrest show. Coach Tomlin has his weekly press conference today at noon, so that'll be fun hearing him, talk about sneaking into the playoffs. And I can't wait, man, because I think we're going to get a good Tomlin quote that's going to make me want to run through a wall.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's going to say something like, we're in and we have just as good a chance as anybody. He's going to say something like that that's going to get me unreasonably hyped for Steelers going to Buffalo taking on the Bills.
Make my nipples hard, Tomlin. Make my nipples hard.
All right, I'm going to need you to say that one more time so I can get everything correct here. Make sure I'm recording so I can use this for promos of our show in the future. Go ahead.
Make my nipples hard, Coach Tomlin. Make my nipples hard.
All right, you'll probably hear that 50 times on the station as long as the Steelers keep winning because we don't have a producer, so I will turn that into a magical piece of something that you'll hear on the show. Let's see, what else? Oh, Roger Wood and the boys dropped the new Here We Go song. This happens whenever we get in the playoffs. There's a playoff run. So if you want to hear the new Roger Wood Here We Go song, the link is up on our website. 961kiss.com. Ooh, what should we watch tonight? It's Tuesday. Oh, no pens are on. Oh, geez. I wonder if there's just a show. There's a bunch of guys who are trying to find a hidden treasure on. Man, Curse of Oak Island, new episode's on tonight.
Wow.
History Channel, man.
Tonight, or?
Oh, they're finding it tonight.
Tonight is the night.
I'll tell you, man. They are getting real close, dude.
Man.
No, they're down in a shaft, man.
Oh, down in the shaft.
All right, what do you want to name the podcast today?
The Girl Scouts blew up my toilet.
All right, I'm gonna need you to say that one more time and say it like really, say it like you just got out of the bathroom, and because I got to use this for promos and stuff like that.
The Girl Scouts blew up my toilet.
Good. All right, I think we're done here. If you missed any of the show, you can get caught up with the Mikey and Bob podcast. That's it for us. Ryan Seacrest shows up right outside.